Trap Hill Collision presents Movies from Another World. Dawn of the Dead, written and directed by the absolute legend that is George A. Romero, is the perfect example of how to do a sequel while also bringing something new to the table. This film is, I would say, the birthplace of a ton of things we most associate with zombie tropes. In recent years, I feel like the zombie trend has all but been run into the ground, yet somehow this movie still stands the test of time. I can honestly say I recommend it to anyone that's even the slightest bit interested in the genre. The story revolves around a group fighting for survival after a zombie outbreak essentially causes societal collapse. Lucky for our protagonists, they stumble upon probably the greatest place to fortify and defend, a shopping mall. Said shopping mall has literally anything and everything they could ever need or want. Much of the runtime is taken up by them getting to the shopping mall and clearing out as many zombies as possible to make it safe to hold up in. You might think this sounds boring or tedious, but it's actually really interesting. The group are actually smart in the way that they approach everything, and it's fun to watch them problem solve. I can say one of the huge standouts here is just how good the practical effects are. Most of this is probably owing to the absolutely legendary Tom Savini. I could probably talk for hours about how much I miss practical effects like these, but I'll save that for another day. Another standout is a moment near the beginning. There's a scene where a head explodes, and it's probably the greatest head explosion ever put to film. The movie also was very pioneering in developing ideas like the threat of other humans being more dangerous than the actual zombies. I can understand this being an interesting concept, but I think in recent years it's honestly been kind of run into the ground. It also has the guts to have a scene where the characters are forced to mow down some zombie children. This isn't something most zombie media is willing to tackle for the most part, so props to them for doing something so gutsy, especially back in 1978. Even with how dark and horrifying the events are, the film does find time to have some lighthearted comedy, which some people may see as a negative. I personally feel it handles it well, and it doesn't take away from the seriousness of the events. I have to say, while Night of the Living Dead is legendary and changed the face of horror as we know it, I'm going to have to say Dawn of the Dead is my favorite of his films. I know there may be some confusion about the different cuts of the film, but I would say just stick with the American theatrical cut. It's probably the best all-around version. It's a perfect movie to check out this Halloween. Hey, thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe, and if you like what you just saw, click the link to check out the other movies from Another World. Also, our brand new album, Watch the Skies, is now streaming on Spotify and all other streaming platforms. Thanks for watching.